So this is a good sunrise, and so those are talking about birth pain. They'll be asked, are they having birth pain? Yes, that'll be a good question to ask them. Then more, I picture more to ask them. Because Odi play, Odi Munakara, Odi Germany, Odi South Africa, Odi never countable civilization and cultures have already solved all the issues coming from those ones that they insist. There's no prayer here, there's no begging here. Those that insist that they will not learn to ask them, are they really having birth pain? So you look into a mirror, the birth pain goes away. You look into a dark light, a white light. You look into the sun with your mmuo, everything with your mmuo, with that force that never dies. It's not any Satan or God. It's not any imagination or any imaginary friend. None of those things. So welcome back to my YouTube video. This is the 412 video, and I will say not however, because we are not counting time in the proper way. So we've moved beyond the counting of things. That is to say, when we will move beyond that never countable ways of solving issues and doing things with our more. We've moved beyond when their counting of time have run out, when their numbers to count time has run, when they count back and forward, then we'll now hide the things that hide part of the counting they're counting, like 60 seconds does not make 1 minute, because what are they doing with the other fraction they're not counting? That would be a good question to ask those that are asking about birth pain. That would be a good question to ask them. What are they doing with the remaining 40 seconds that makes it 100? That makes it 100 seconds. They are using it to do forgery. They're using it to present false information. They're using it to lie. They're using it. Those that say they will pocket the time, the proper way of counting time, is just a death and disease. It's just a cognition issue, because it's a life form also. No one can pocket another life form. Yes. Fishes and meat are not life form. Those are the decayed imagination of those that say they're wearing the image that their mom did not give them the permission to wear. Yes. So with this information, we'll go into, today is a very good learning day, a good teaching day. It just will not bother us. So before I open my mouth, before I be sure to open my mouth to talk, not in that reference, there's none of those things here. Those that will lie and see what us in disguise of any reasoning. Before I start the communication, before I even thought of the communication, before I even begin to petition my mom to organize it, because my mom is great and higher than me, before I do, those that are clapping their hand will fall into their clapping of a hand and die. I'm not kidding. There's no such thing as a wife. Yes, there's no such thing as a wife. Also, imaginary marriage, imaginary like eating fish and meat, which is not real, which is also not a real experience. So before I start the discussion, the thought discussion and the physical discussion, and it's more than that, that force that gave me life was not the same. Every once a more is quite different from another. More, there's no such thing as a central creator. So that force that gave me life before any reality gives life to those that accept to learn, those that accept to obey, those that accept to more, those that accept to merge with that force that gave them life before any reality. Those things, see, they will not accept their more, that they will not listen, that they will not obey their more will not create them. Yes, their more will not create them, will not create them. The merged beings have the authority to destroy. I'm not kidding. Those that insist that they will not learn, those that insist that they will think the thought that will cause their very decay and death. Yes, anyone that does not portion their mouth, what will happen to them? That would be a good question to ask them. Anyone that does not clean themselves, what will happen to them? Anyone that does not wash the environment and cleanse the environment, what will happen? Anyone that does not clean their thought, their communication, what will happen to anyone that does not clean their computer? Yes, their computer. This is not want to sound crazy and you petition more that you want to learn how to clean your computer. Yes, it's electronic. It's also a life form. How to use other forms of water to cleanse your computer, to cleanse your cell phone. Those that want to say that they're just gonna carry water and they don't have, their mom did not give them any permission to not, I won't use the word for a computer is a life form, for a computer to be their familiar and similar. Yes, that's the way I would say it. So, but the baseline information is that those that will now say that water will become wine, the ones that are not drinking their water and lying about it. Those that say that there's a flying bicycle, the ones life is not movie, and the ones lying about and presenting false information. Those that say they were those are now say that we eat fish and meat, even when they've been explained that fish and meat is not true, it's an imaginary. Those are the ones that are not in reality. Those that say they will eat another, whether their own feces or another person's feces or another person's urinary or any waste product, are not in reality. Those that say they will not. Those that say they will go to the kitchen and cook, not the kitchen, and cook food and refuse to wash their pot and their plate. What will happen to it? That would be a good question to ask them. What will happen to them? For those that don't understand, them will teach. The indigenous never can have the indigenous blue, the This also is part of the things we'll discuss this very sunrise. Odi Oma, Odi Aba, Odi Monakara, Odi Germany, Odi South Africa, Odi Haiti, the never countables. Civilization have already solved all the issues coming from those ones. Will tell those that now does not understand what they're doing, how they're switching things around and hiding, giving the illusion they're hiding information. To show them that anyone that does not clean their pot that they cook, they use to cook the fiber and the food or prepare food. The leftover food they claim that is there, that will never be, because when you catch them in one thing, they now want to turn around and say that now want to use another explanation, which is not the intention of that explanation. They want to use levels of awareness and levels of explanation to now deceive themselves. So anyone who does not drink their water will decay and die. Anyone that say they will not clean themselves will decay and die. We're not going back. We're continuing with that discussion. Anyone that cook food and refuse to wash their pot and plate after being told never countable times to wash their pot and plate, things will start growing on that leftover food, and as things start growing on it, that dark thing, that green thing that grow, the bacteria and the what they call maggots that grows from the food that they said was boiled over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, so that they have killed everything in that food. The question will be, why are they not eating the food if they have killed everything in that food? So that information, that thing that grows on a pot that is not washed, that thing that grows on a plate that is not washed, is what grows inside and outside those that insist that they will not take their shower and lie about it, that they wear pictures of dead people and run around and pretend that they are walking. Is that what they call it? Floating. There's no such thing as floating. There's no such thing as floating. So it's a very good sunrise. So the thing I will do before I open my mouth to talk, my mom, the one that gave me life, I've already verbalized. Never countable communication. Deeply verbalized. Never countable communication. Verbalized. Never countable communication. The discussions of this very teaching, and this will be the YouTube video for 1412, and this is also when the counting of time again has run out, and the discussion is what causes dreams, imagination, illusions, delusions, showing lies and cognition issues and cognition problem and cognition impairment. What causes it? What is the true cause? Just what I just explained. The true cause of all diseases, the cause of death and disease and aging and the old age and the pregnancy and anything they will present is already known. And I've talked about this over and over in all my YouTube videos. See, the thing we'll discuss today is that information, how to report any imagination. Yes, imagination. You're walking on the street or you're walking on, or you're in a place, they now say that that thought that came to that said that they're just married to that individual. Yes, they might not reference the individual in the direct way, but you know that they are talking about that person or talking about you. If they say they are married, that they are married to that individual, you will not say to them that is not happening. That's an imagination. Because the same thing that the church people are doing also. As you say to them, that's imagination, and you petition your more to report them to more police, military police. They will come and ask the individual, why is the individual not saying that they are married to someone? Yes, that linking there also. Yes, if they say they are now, if you're now doing, if they go to a place and they're doing things, and you're doing things, let's say you go to the bank and they now say that they're not they're showing you the ring for hiding the communication, or touching your thing, or touching your paper with your ring. That will not create any connection. That will not give them marriage certificate. That's such an marriage certificate. That's also an illusion. Also, it's not real. So this is a very good teaching. And to report, when you come up from rest every sunrise, you petition your more, you petition your mind self with never countable realities to report any illusions, any dream. It does not matter how it is. If they're showing that they don't have head, in that, I'm not laughing. If they're not showing they don't have head, you report it to your mmuo. Yes, your mmuo those that are selling that dream. If they're saying that they don't have any bolt, you report it to your mmuo. If they say that they're raping themselves, you report it to your mmuo. It does not matter what they are showing in the dream. You wake up and you want to, whether you remember the dream or not, that you petition to report those that are showing projecting dreams and lying about it. The next thing to do also, you wake up, they now say that the individual has wake up, they now begin to give the illusion that they're taking the dream that they've been projecting. You see petition more to punish those that I'm not laughing, to punish those that are projecting dreams, whether they say they're raping themselves or they're now showing what never happens, like the YouTube policy that if you want to upload a video in the YouTube, they will ask you the question, does that video makes a real person, not imaginary. Imaginary are those that are not given the permission to be in any reality. Does that make a real person say or do something that they did not do? Does it alter the footage of an event or a place? Does it generate a realistic looking scene or scenery that never actually occurred, that did not occur? And the other never countable questions that we dare to ask those that want to upload video, not in their dream or in their eyes. Dreams are not reality. These are the questions that, because they understand something, they know something for sure, that reality, that those things they will not learn, are sending their imagination and turning it upside down and giving the illusion that it is real when it is not real. Seeing is not believing, hearing is not believing, talking is not believing, testing thing is not believing. If someone to project that information, they will be the one that will eat that and that. Seeing again is not believing, hearing is not believing, touching is not believing, feeling something is not believing, talking is not believing, testing with your tongue is not believing. Walking is not believing. Walking in a bank or in the Walmart is not believing. If they are not taking permission from the OD to, if they are not taking permission, rephrase and classify. If they have not accepted to obey the OD, if they have not accepted to learn, because that is through that accepting your more share with the one day, that force that give a physical life form that has already lessened is what will give the permission to use both the physical self and the more self and the more to do everything, and that's what is reality. Any other thing is imagination, and also that's also death and disease. So today we're going to talk about so identify myself with more. Not as I think identify myself, it's also correct, but I prefer to petition my more to identify me. Petition more to petition the never countable civilizations that have already solved all the issues coming from those ones they insist that they will not learn. Coming, and also those that those that already merged before any reality. Nature blame, nature abandon, never countables. As you look up, you see the never countable sons. I won't call them stars at this level of awareness. Never countable sons. It's more than that. Never countable villages, never countable communities, never countable universities, never countable galaxies, and more than that classification. you see the never countables. They are in everything. They are recording and watching everyone's thoughts and their intentions and their purpose, why they are saying the things they're saying or not saying the things they're saying, or those that are now will lie and pretend that they're not lying, those that want to present false information and deny that they're not presenting false information. These things are recorded. The true thought, that's why I talked about this in the Nigeria, the American knows my true thought, the thought that belongs to me and the thought that does not belong to me. The American knows the things I'm saying and the things I'm not saying. With that, those that want to project false information behind will also fall into their behind communication and die a natural death. And that's not the communication. Communication is you identify yourself with your more, and the patient want to identify yourself, and then you proceed. Then you will not take permission from your more to now verbalize the thing that your mom wants you to verbalize, to do the things your mom have already approved for you to do, not the other way around. Every thought have consequences. Every thinking, I won't use the word think, every thinking, every learning, those that refuse to learn, those ones that they see they will not learn. So patient want more to patient the never countables to identify who is talking. That my name is 0die0myutube, as I'm someone that are obedient, that have decided to be obedient before any reality. Not the definition, those ones that you see they will not learn providing. So we'll get into today is not that way. So I will not accept that thought, that projected thought. We'll start the discussion according to them more, just like we've started already about what causes disease and death. So it's about today we talk about how to report your dreams. Those that have started to learn does not have any dreams because they take permission from their mom. They are doing the things their mom have already approved for them to do. So they cannot have a dream. They cannot have an imagination because they are taking permission, learning instructions, authority from that force that gave them life to do everything. And that's life. Any other way is death and disease. I don't have a wife in the first place, if that's anything I thought. So this teaching is very, very good. So how to report the projections of dreams, the projections of now showing an individual doing what they did not do or what they will never do. To complete that also, experiencing something is not believing also. Yes, thoughting is not believing also. So with this information, I was looking at the posting, at the WhatsApp posting of one of my dear girlfriend. So dear girlfriend are the beings that I've decided to learn and decided to accept them more. I have decided to merge, because the merge happens not in the physical reality. It happens when the individual, when they pre-thought, a pre-life, when a pre-concept accept to learn, accept their more, that's when the boom happens. So I was watching that, and then the information that came up that I was watching it, and I now did a recording for that, for my response to that information. So those that are, before I started this recording, those that now send those thoughts that they don't want me to talk about this thing, to talk about the things we're talking right now, or they don't want me to push that discussion, I appreciate one day to show who they are, their true identity, and to appreciate to never countable to examine them, that they have all decayed and lying about it, wearing pictures. These are the ones that will use anything to make an individual to not to report, because the police is listening, the military police is listening, the thought police is listening, the more police is listening. Same thing, thought and the more, same thing. There's no loose translation. There's no loose equivalent. It's same thing. The person dear wiki to say it. The person dear America to say it also. That the way they now will want to frame it is not how it is. The way those ones that are not learning, decided that they will never learn, want to frame it, it's not how it is. You see how they are trying to turn things upside down, the things I'm saying, and this is also that they already been punished before I started this recording. They have been told not to do those things. They don't want to switch someone's word around on how misinterpret on purpose also the two explanation that I'm taking permission from my mom to say it. The marked beings have the authority more than an authority. You cannot estimate the authority. That I won't even use it in that reference. I won't even use the word authority to refer to the authority, to refer to what they will consider. I will say not authority of the merged beings, because they are merged to that force that gave them life, because they listen to that force that gave them life. Those that now say they will not listen, those that want to use death and disease to play gamble, will be told the consequences of doing that and the cause of death. What is the cause of death? I've talked about it. Not cleansing themselves, not living in a clean environment, not accepting the teachings of indigenous and countables, not washing themselves and lying about it. Just the explanation I talked about in the kitchen. When someone refuses to not wash themselves, they will decay and die. But before it happens, that's where the dancing begins. When the being now knows for sure what causes death and disease. That's why those that have accepted to obey them more dance, because that once that individual knows for sure the cause of death and disease, and they now they will now come to them and ask them what will be their decision. Yes, what will be the decision? Now they know what is real and what is not real. Now they know what will cause death and what will never cause death. Someone does not brush their mouth will decay and die. So when they now say they will not still listen, when they see the evidences that what will cause death and disease, and they insist they will not learn, that they will not accept them more, then they will lock them down and they are done. They will approve their death. And when they decide, they will pay back everything they have done, all the false argument they will not claim they're playing. All those claims will never be accepted. They will pay back everything they have done. Still, redemption is not redemption. There's no redemption. They will still pay back with their very life, and they will keep paying even when they have decayed and died. They will still be paying back all the things they have done, and that's how it is. That's why they know countables. That's why you cannot count. They never countables marriage beings. So this information is very, very important. So those that have accepted to learn, you cannot make them gay. Yes. Those that accept their more before any reality, you cannot make them gay because of the cost of gay, the cost of any illness. And we'll start talking about this, the cost of being gay. Back in the, I won't say back, at that time frame in the peeled body, they will say peeled body, but it's peeled body to the true self. That time frame, I was watching a documentary in the History Channel. If it's not the History Channel, do they have verbalized what it is? The channel. So what it is, for like I'm not laughing, I'm not kidding, I'm not playing. So that History Channel that I was watching, they're now talking about what happened in what they call Nazi Germany. And Nazi now is very clear. There's no such thing as a Nazi Germany. It's also an imagination. It's also what never happened. It's a dream. All wars are dream, illusions, and the imagination of those that insist they will not learn, but they are switching it around to give it the feeling that it is real when it is not real. So at that discussion, they now start talking about being gay. That being gay is a disorder. That's the thought that came through. That is a disorder. That is I didn't sound like that. That it is a disorder, a cognition issue, a disease. They will now say it's not. There's no such thing as mind. Mind is an imaginary. It's a disease of the thought, of the thinking process. So that's the cause of gay, and the cause of every issue, that those ones that insist that they will not learn. So again, the cause of gay is known. What causes gay is known. There's no such thing as someone is born. There's no such thing as being born in the first place. That's also the argument they made. And that phone call that they called and they were asking that they were doing a survey. I say, really? A survey? I didn't do that. A survey for what? for support of what has died already. So patient wanted to, as I'm talking about, patient wanted to be, for us to be in that reality, to explain these things. Yes, to explain for sure what is going on and what is never going on, and who are the ones projecting these things, who are the ones now saying that they are doing survey to see if Chimoroke will do what to another to say crap. They're doing a survey to now talk about again. Can you imagine that? and the patient wanted to also, so they're the ones also providing the answer, and then they're the ones answering the question and providing the answer. The patient wanted to show the things I never said, and the things and the recording of what they're now presenting, what they are presenting, that is what I said. The patient wanted to show the truth, and then to punish those that will now lie and they use my voice or mimic my voice to now say what I never said, just like that YouTube policy, which is also is at the posted at the wall, to permission from YouTube and to permission from the wall to post it there, because everything you see or not see is a life form. The color white is a life form, yes. The color black is a life form. I'm not kidding. No color or no race or no region or no galaxy or no sun system or no galaxy again or no universe and no galaxy again is more important than the other. So those that now put one race, one gender, one concept over the other have all destroyed themselves and died. So, but continuing in that discussion, that World War II documentary that talks about gay is disorder, is not is disorder, is disease, just like cognition is disorder. Yes, just like not remembering things is a disorder, not remembering things. Yes, they will now say it's an Alzheimer. they will ask, what is the cause of them putting their hand in their butt, whether it's imaginary or not? They will now say it's anus cancer. They will say that's a complete bullshit and nonsense. They are the ones putting their hand in their mouth, in their nose, in their body system, and now lying about it. And this is what causes their body to fall apart and decay. And I've talked about this also, the cause of anus cancer. Not that thing didn't happen. That examination never happened. That's a tape they're playing. So with this information, in that recording about World War II, they also showing that those ones that they are born in, that the Germany, that Germany will never do something like that. Germany that they lost the war. There's no such thing as losing the war, winning the war. Life isn't about lose or win. Yes, the patient of the Germany to come into my reality. Yes, the patient of the Russia or the US or the never countable civilizations, for us to be in that time frame to show what is happening and what is never happening. Yes. To patient of the Germany to verbalize those that are being burnt, that same thing that they showed people that are so slim, which I would call sickly slim, that they say they're burning them in the gas chamber. That happens also. That is a reality. I'm not kidding. Anyone that say they will not take their shower and not drink their water and not eat approved food will become those that are like that, and the never countables will burn those that are diseased, that have decayed. That's also that condition, similarly to petitioning with Germany, to say what they are calling that condition at that time frame, and what the same condition they are calling it is, that's when the immunity system, which I won't use the word immunity, when the body system breaks down. So whenever they eat anything, everything they eat was, because once you destroy any part of the physical body or the more in the physical body or the thought body, if you destroy one, you destroyed all of them. So that's why when they eat food, the food comes out just like that, because they have been they've been using the anus for sex, and this anus is not meant for sex. But we've gone beyond that point of understanding that the anus is an imaginary. But when you accept the thought, it becomes a reality. Going back to what they consider as the biology class, all the things they're showing in the biology class are garbage. what never happens, drawings of how not a physical being, whether from this planet or in creation, existence, creation and existence, someone comes and looks. The physical being does not look like the things they're shown in the biology class. So petition mmuo to say it, petition authorizations Germany to say it, petition authorizations blade to say it, petition detail blade to say it in ways that it will make sense to those that this information is meant for. That all the things that show in how a physical being look, it's not how the physical being look. Yes. With that inside and outside is not how the physical being looks. So those they are showing that they are burning them in a gas chamber are those ones that are not in reality, that have allowed their body, that refuse to take care of their body, that refuse to learn, that insist that they will become disease and death to themselves in order to I will now say, transfer it back to themselves. So anyone that have decayed, if the more police sees them in any form in any way, they'll be arrested and they'll be burnt. Yes. They'll be burnt, yes. There's no healing. There's no medication to cure anything, because before it happens, they were told never countable communication. The cause of death and disease is from not taking their shower and lying about it, not drinking not getting water in their system and lying about it, not eating approved food. Fish and meat are not approved food. Fish and meat are also the decayed body. Yes, that decayed imagination that they're wearing as body. I wish more to explain it in ways that it will make sense to those that this information is meant for, and to punish us and to correct the information those ones that insist that they will not learn providing. So this is very important, that this is clears out the cause of disease, and I've been talking about this for a very long time. It clears out also all the history of what they consider as warring each other. And the cause of war, we talked about this, starts from when they now starts placing themselves in categories and saying that that the black people are more important, or that the white people are more important, or this religion is more important, or that religion is more important, or that race is more important, or that other race is more important, or that idea is more important, or that other idea is not important, or anything they present, or that life form is more important, or that life form is not important, and all the things they will say, it's all meant to put life forms together to fight each other to death. And I've talked about this in authorizations. I say the real scenario is that in every location you have never countable tribes, never countable races, never countable life forms in every location. So they will not be able to deceive if the real situation and the real thing is that you have never countable races, cultures in every location. So they now say in Africa you have only, they will say in Africa they are showing only that you have black people, and that's all. That's a garbage. That's not what happened. You now say the white people in South Africa came from somewhere, and that's also a lie. The white people in South Africa are indigenous of that place. I appreciate authorizations South Africa to say it in the ways they will say it. I appreciate authorizations Nigeria, authorizations Africa to say it, that in every location you have all the races, all the colors, all the tribes, the countable tribes and colors. So those are now placed one tribe over the other have all destroyed themselves. But they will not communicate with those that refuse to learn. Because what is the purpose for someone that said they will never learn? There's no purpose to teach them. They are not in reality. Those that are the ones putting themselves in category, now saying that this person is ahead of them, this person is at the bottom of them, those are not in reality. Those are the ones that have already decayed and died and lying about it. So I'll be very clear. So with this information, I want to talk about the reporting. Yes, if you come up from rest, so I will not use the word sleep, because sleep rhymes with dream, which is an imagination. Those that insist they will not end up projecting that imagination. So when you come up from rest, you petition your mmuo to report. any dream, whether you know it or not, to the more police, to the military police, to do the of that location, to indiche of play, indiche work, indiche abandiche oyo, indiche the never countables, and the and also to file a police report, a court report, a school report, a never countable report to show those that are doing, those are projecting those dreams. So this is also one of the things that, like I talked about, it does matter. It does matter. Anything they're presenting, whether you understand it or not, you appreciate more to teach, or you appreciate more to teach you, appreciate more to teach the managements also. Then you appreciate more to file a court paper against those that are projecting those information. So this is a very good one also. So in audio-wiki, there's a time they now say that they now show themselves that they're having, yes, I'm not kidding, that they're that imagination that they're having sex with I will not say it in that format. That's them. That they're having sex with a baby. There's no such thing as a baby in the first place, but they seem to be treated as such. So to show those we're in that reality now, to show those that are projecting those thoughts, and also to prove their very death and destruction. In some places they also show that, and I talked about this in Salem, that I never had any sexual relationship with those that were considered as a wife. That the wife and the parenthood and marriages are illusions, tape they are playing, that never happens. Yes, just like the YouTube policy, that never happens. So those that now show that I'm having any sexual interest in another man is also death and disease. Those that have accepted their more, you cannot make them gay, because they are more, that force that gave them life is inside and outside of them. You cannot make them gay. The cause of gay is not taking their shower, allowing others to sit in their cognition system to lie to them. Yes, not looking at things, not examining things by that force, and with that force that gave them life, that would have given them life if they have listened. So that's the cause of death. So that reference in audio-wiki, where it's not in audio-wiki, but that imagination, that dream also was also reported also at that time frame that dream happened also. So all the things that happened in audio-wiki were all reported to the OD police and the OD indigent, and they also was also solved also. The Pshemon is to see evidences for this, and to also to again to prove the death and destruction of those that are projecting those thoughts also. So that also goes to those announcing that the papa and mama people were raping them, or that those parents were not showing what never happens, or not showing that the individual I never lived in that place in the first place. That's also an imagination, that they're now wearing themselves as clothes in that perception only to announce the name of those that are now wearing. They are now wearing what they consider as Chimareke, and not doing the things they are doing, and not thinking that no other person will ever be able to know who they are. Through mind beings, others are recording what everyone is doing. So there's no confusion who is who, and I've talked about this very long time ago. So those are now saying that I had any relationship with those that would call themselves Papa and Mama people. I don't want to pronounce them, because when you pronounce them, they now might run around and now show that I call their name, that I recognize them when I never recognize them, when I would never recognize them. Because they want to insist that they will not land, they want to insist they will not obey they want to insist they will not merge with that force that gave them life. So they are not in reality in the first place. So that also goes for the what happened in where the place they call Obodahana. Yes, that they now project that the individual was teaching himself Igbo, and that's I'm not laughing. That never happened. That's an imagination. So those are now say that I had any interest in another man, or showing what never happens, to file a police charge. Those that wear those that wear that imagination and that dream, to file a police charge, to file a court case, to file never countable report, to show what happened, and also to approve their very death and decay. So that goes for those that will call themselves president, that are now showing what never happened. What that thing they showed in 200 Berry Hill Road in Columbia, South Carolina, to show that is not real. That's the imagination. Just like that when they're wearing themselves as clothes, and now saying that they are having sex with a child, and that also they will now say it's imagination that we treated as its face value. Yes, it's an imagination, but it will be treated as such also, because they are using it to confuse those that does not understand what is real and what is not real. Those that refuse to cognize and learn the difference between what is a dream and what is the reality. And it's very simple how to determine this. You ask the question, you petition your mom to ask the question to that event. Did that occur? Is that real? You petition your mom, the never countables, to ask the question to that thing. You use the common sense. What is the purpose of that thing? What is that thing doing? What does that thing stand for? And then the other never countable questions you ask, the answers to those questions will always come through. There's no fear. There's no anxiety. There's no disgrace. There's no shaming to discuss the right information from the false information, because I'm taking permission from that force that gave me life, from index to never countables, to express these things. Yes. So there will be no error. There will be no mistake. There will be no lottery. There will be no chance. There will be no trial and error. Yes, I'm not kidding. So with this information, I also wanted to respond to what happened in the deployment, that all the things that happen in deployment, that they now all the things that are presenting that happen in deployment, and that also in that way is also falsehood. Same thing, same now saying, not doing the same thing that the police is showing what never happens. Yes, those that now say is a lie. People there to show who they are and why they say the things they're saying, because they are abdicate and lying about it and wearing pictures. Presumably to expose who they are in ways that those that does not understand will know, and presumably to call their very name, the name they are using in all time, they are not in all time frame, in the name they're using at that time that these things happen, that they are known for. So with this information, I want to not conclude. I want to presumably to make it very clear to those that don't understand what's going on. Whether you are walking on the street and they say they are at the back of their neck having sex with them, even though it's an imagination, it should be treated as such. Also, you should want to report those that say they are causing body pain. Yes, those that say that they are in their nose, those that say they're in their mouth, those that say in any part of their body that they are having sex with themselves. That thing they now do, they do their head like this. Whenever they see the image being, they will do their head like this. That is also imagination. That never happens. Yes, that never happened. Just like what happened when I went to 0die0my in Denver, Massachusetts, and the lady was saying the nonsense. And I was just told her that that's not what is happening, that I'm not having sex with you, period. So when they say these things, you respond with your mmuo. You use your mmuo to say that is not what is happening, that's a dream, that's just being stupid and foolish. Yes? Because if you don't say these things, right, what I consider the energy, I would say not energy, the thought, that destructive thought is still with that individual they are projecting that thought to. So when you take your mmuo to eliminate it, when you use your mmuo to respond to those thoughts, what they're saying dies. Yes. And you push your mmuo to take them to more court also, and to punish the more court, the D court in the 0die0my, the military police in 0die0my. Yes, you report them. They're now saying that they are playing that will not be accepted. So anytime you go out, they say that they're back of their neck having sex with them, then you petition your mmuo to punish and to approve their death. If they now say, if you are walking to a woman, like that thing that happened in the play here, that they now say that they push me, then you use your mmuo to respond also, because everything is meant to put the individual in a situation where the individual will get mad and then now begin to fight. Those that are showing themselves, I'm not laughing, those that are showing themselves as a very old yellow lady and also a very old black lady. So they are the ones mimicking anything they see to now want to use it to take an advantage of those that does not understand. So those that now will not those that will not take permission from their mmuo to defend themselves, to fight back. Because if you don't, those that does not accept their mmuo will not give them the permission to fight back, because they have not accepted to obey and to listen to their mmuo. So they are not capable of responding to those that insist they will not learn. So when you accept your mmuo gives you that permission, and the strength comes from that, from obeying your mmuo and the learning instructions from your mmuo to destroy those that are saying the nonsense in their mouth. If those now say that they are eating a waste product, you use your mmuo to eliminate them. Because if you examine the things they say and do, it does not make any sense. But these things will be treated as its face value. So you are going on, they say they are now projecting the waste product in their mouth, then you use your mmuo to also eliminate them. They say anything they say will be taken as its face value. So if they say that they are having sex at the back of their neck, it should be taken as its face value. If they say they're having sex at their forehead, if you don't understand, they don't talk in the street, meaning that they don't talk in direct, they talk in the opposite, and they will now point at that individual that they are not referring to that individual when they are not straight with their communication. And this is also one of the attributes of those that insist they will not learn. They want to hide things. Those who have accepted to obey them more say things. If they say yes, their yes is their yes, because they are using that force that gives them life to say yes. If they say no, their no means no. They do not accept that interaction. So I want to say it in ways that it will make sense to those that this information is meant for. So to report any imagination they are pushing and pulling a line about it, any dream they are pulling a line about it, any imagination again, any dream, any illusion, any delusion, any vision they are pushing and the line about it. It does not matter. Your mmuo knows everything. The mind being also will tell you. The mind being will still tell you that force that gives them life comes first before anything. You report them to your mmuo. You petition your mmuo to file a police report, a court case, a school case, and more than that, to those that are doing the wrong things. And that's how America gets better. That's how authorizations get better. That's how beliveing gets better. That's how0die0my gets better. So I say it again, those that have said to learn, you cannot make them gay by showing them any image or now replaying the things that never happens or the things that will never occur. You cannot make them gay by those things. You cannot make them gay by now projecting an interview that never happened. Like that interview, they said that they are doing a full interview to talk about gay. And I'll just laugh. And I'll just laugh. And that's also that they wanted to show must still respond from what they have documented. I'm not kidding. To take them to more court also, to take them to more court in Peabody, to prosecute and also to approve their very punishment and death. I'm not kidding. So with this information, I would then now play my response to those that will now claim that they will OD girlfriends when they are not OD girlfriends. And I've talked about the definition of OD girlfriends. Those that have accepted to obey their mmuo before any reality. Yes, those that have accepted to obey their mmuo before any reality. Those that have accepted to report any violation from any individual. It does not matter what they call themselves, whether they call themselves Papa or Mama, or whether they call themselves a president, or whether they call themselves a governor, or whether they call themselves a church leader, whether they call themselves a UFO leader, whether they call themselves, I won't say that, whether they call themselves a leader of a religion or not a religion, or leader of a region or not region, or those that call themselves uncles and aunties, or those that call themselves any name they will call themselves, to legal friends are not, there's no such thing as being afraid, are not, will report anyone that is now projecting what they never did or what they will never consider. So anus again is death and disease. Even though these things are imaginations, these things will be treated as such. So those that say that they are leaking their anus, they will be the one that will leak the anus and die. Those that refuse to say these things out, that I'm saying that right now, will become those that are projecting these thoughts. I'm not kidding. Those that will see the truth and turn a blind eye to a truth will become that lie, and then they will cause their very decay and death. Those that understand these things, how these things are, will petition them more to teach them more. Will petition them more to suspend their reality, to teach them how those ones that they insist they will not learn are switching things around and giving false information about things and false definition and interpretation of things and hiding their intention behind their communications. Those that understand it have already moved on to another level of existence. Not morphing, not evolution. Is more understanding of what's going on. Because when you understand something for what that thing is, if you understand that anyone that refuses to brush their mouth will decay, and you cognize it and you accept it from your mmuo, and this is never countables, you all respond to a thought that will now project that information not to brush mouth, or not to wash yourself, or not to wash your environment, or not to cleanse yourself, or not to take care of your physicality. The way the individual that understand that not brushing their mouth will cause their very decay, their response to that distorted thought that is now pushing and hiding it for them not to brush their mouth will be quite different, because they now know the reality of not brushing their mouth. So those that now know the reality of not brushing their mouth and insist that they will not brush their mouth, Demo will still come and talk to them. Until that time, Demo will lock them down, because Demo knows what an individual considers to be true or not true, what an individual considers to be right or not right, what an individual considers to be lawful or not lawful, because of the distortions and the misinterpretation from those ones that they insist that they will not learn. So in Demo, your more knows everyone's thought, knows those that are lying and those that are not lying. The mind beings also knows. So I won't even use in that reference to refer to them more. These never countables. The mind beings, I said over and over, the mind beings have the authority, more than the authority that you cannot estimate what they consider as an authority. I won't even use somebody to teach us how to pronounce the thought, not to reflect the thought, to distinguish, to show the meaning of what they consider as authority of the march being. That's not what they will ever say. That you cannot measure it also, you cannot weigh it, you cannot understand, because those that insist that they will not learn are not capable. They don't have the basis to understand the things though they is teaching. Those that refuse to clean themselves and clear themselves do not have the awareness and awareness and the learningness and the teachingness to understand what is real and what is not real. Just like dreams are not real, marriages are not real, parenthood are not real, church are not real. Those are not saying that, but they're seeing church there. That's in imagination. That's the thing they put in their very eyes that are not there. Those that understand this, how they are doing it, will not stand for it. Then the question you ask, what does that thing stand for? What are they teaching in hiding? What are they teaching in open? Are they those that will say, drink your water outside, and they will go inside and say, do not drink your water? That if you drink your water, that all their juju, all their thing, all that that puzzle now. I'm not standing that way. That pieces they're showing themselves as big as small will fall apart, or they're showing themselves as they are beautiful will fall apart. That their juju, their pharmacy, their open will fall apart. Yes, that thing they're showing that they are beautiful, their picture will decay. If their picture will melt, if they take their shower. And what happens to those that doesn't take their shower? They will decay and die. I'm not laughing. So this information, I didn't say that thought. So this information, very good information, to report anything that happened. Just like when I was at that time frame when I was working at NIDIC in Massachusetts, petition to petition OD and Indi chain NIDIC and Indi chain Salam also and Indi Boston also to show what happened and what did not happen. What anything they're presenting, if they're saying that they raped themselves, then that will be treated as its face value. So it will not go without answering. Them all will punish and approve the death and punishment of those that now say they're raping another being, whether it's an imagination or not an imagination, whether it's a dream or not dream. But when I talk about this also, dream are what they're using to now make it to now water it down. They say that it's just a dream that they're just playing. That's also not true. Also, that's also what they're now using to hide and to water down the imagination, their wrongful imagination to themselves and to others. And that's also a criminal activity also to imagine things, to project what is not happening is also a criminal activity also. I'm not kidding. They never countable civilization to show these things for what it is. That these are the things that cause war and fight and conflict in a civilization that does not understand what's going on. Those real civilization, not the paper civilization, the real civilization that understand what's going on will not stand for it, not from the New Age people. So the things that happen in the NIDIC, in the military base in NIDIC, the things that happen also in Fort Bragg in deployment also, the things that happen in Fort Bragg and in deployment also in Iraq, Iraq to also to verbalize in the kind of communication what happened and what did not occur. I saw picture more day to also to talk about it, for us to be in that environment, that time frame. They are projecting these things to show what actually happened and what did not happen. There's no fear, there's no anxiety, there's no shame, because that shame is also what they're using to now upload their destructive thought and behavior to those that refuse to say out, to report the things that happened or the things that did not happen also. So this is how it is. There are those that refuse to report, that when they now claim that they are raping themselves, become those that are lying and deceiving themselves. Those that now say that they will not report. Those that now say that that someone came to work and drank water and then fell asleep. Whether it is imagination or not, whether they are replaying tape of what never happens. Yes, I'm not kidding. Whether they are replaying tape of what never happened, whether they are showing what never happens, also will be treated as such. Also will be reported. Also, yes, will be reported also. That what they show that they happened during those during at that place, at that hospital, is not what happened. Is the imagination, but that also will be treated as its face value. Those that say they are putting their hand in their butt, that also. So people want to say it that when an individual report rape, whether a boy or a girl, that the people that are reporting it are the marriage beings. It's not those that now say they are doctors or nurses. Doctors and nurses are not real, just like fishes and meat. And the marriage beings do not put their hand in anyone's butt or anyone's opening. Yes, but they will petition them more to show the recording of what actually happened, whether it's an imagination or not. It will also be treated as such. So those now say that they are putting their hand in their butt or now examining their butt, it's never what happened. But those things will also be treated as face value, and them will still arrest and prosecute those who now claim that they are putting their hand in a girl's vagina to now check to see if they were raped. You see the things they do. I'm not laughing, does not make sense. I've wanted to also to report, to also to arrest and prosecute those that now say that they are putting their hand in their butt in that Salem hospital also. I'm not kidding. That the person wanted to show that also what did not happen. Those that now say that there is their imagination, that also will never be accepted, because that's what they're saying and showing that they're doing. Whether it's imagination or not, that will also be reported as safe and be taken as its face value. So those that are afraid to talk these things I'm saying right now, who have already became and become those that refuse to accept them more. That also, when I called those that call themselves Papa Mama people, when I called them the more police, the people, the police department was also there. When I called a meeting at 114 Street to talk about that those that say their wife are putting their hand in their butt, not mine. That is the illusion they are presenting. They are the ones that put their hand in their butt to transfer their thought to the individual that does not at that level of awareness. I won't say it that way. People want to teach me how to say it. They are the ones putting their, those ones that say they will not lie, those ones that are not in reality, are the ones putting their hand in their body, in their butt, and not transferring that thought of the butt pain to the other being space. And I will now say, not that space, back to them. That's how they are doing it. Somebody to also teach us in an encrypted way how other ways they are doing the transfer of the thought of birth pain and the thought of what never happens or what never occurs also. So those that are now at that meeting also, they were laughing about it. Yes, they were laughing. As they are laughing about it, the more police have arrested them for projecting false information and for lying, also for deceiving themselves. And they are somebody to call their names. Yes, they are real true names. And those that are wearing them as clothes also. Those that are wearing those that will call themselves Choma and the Innocent and Fidelia. And those that call themselves Papa and Mama people also to call their very name and where they are and who and how they are wearing those that have died as if they are alive when they are not alive. I'm not kidding. It's a very good day. Not a good day, it's a good sunrise. So with this information, I petition Mode to petition Odi, pay the body to the virtual self. Petition Mode to petition the Odi, Ndicheble, and Ndiche South Africa, and Ndiche Haiti, Ndiche Russia, Ndiche Asia, not to share anything. Yes, not to share anything. Everyone is being provided. Those are not provided. Those that claim that they are not being provided are those ones that insist that they will not accept them more and they will never be provided for. So that word also, e-rope, is not rope hanging on anyone's head. Those that want to show rope hanging on their neck, that thing they show for slave trade. That slave trade never happened. That slave trade is also imagination. What never happened, just like eating fish and meat, just like wars also is an imagination. They are projecting as a group. I won't call them group, as a gang. That time when I came to the US in 2024, that time when I was traveling from Peabody to California, that thing that happened on the road also, I wanted to show what they're calling it. That's no World War 4 or World War 5 or World War 7. Imaginations also. When they do they punish them, they will now switch it around and show what never happens and now show what is not happening and now label it as another conflict. So with this information, I thank Modi for this opportunity to express these things the way they are, and also to presumably to approve the death of those that want to make any accusation in the thought. Yes, in the thought. Those that want to make an accusation that they will now arrest themselves, will arrest themselves and fall and die. Presumably to also to approve the punishment of those that now provide false information in any form, in any way. Sufficient Modi to also to verbalize in never kind of communication the information of that might respond to that video that I won't get anything from it, that I will upload with this discussion also. So with this, I want to petition these never countables and the never countable civilizations that have already solved all the issues coming from those ones that insist that they will not learn to do the review. So I'll talk about this. There's no such thing as invention. They will say that this individual invented this. That's not true. That never happens. That's no such an invention, because the civilizations that have already solved all the issues coming from those ones that you see they will not learn are here with us. in ways that those ones that you see they will never know or understand, but they are interacting in real time and also providing response to those that you see they will not learn also and correcting the information. So how a plane, not aero, how a plane is produced will never be shown. There's no such thing as testing a plane. That's a garbage. There's no such thing that this individual invented the plane. That's a crap. That's nonsense. That never happens. That just goes for everything. No one invented the phone. No one invented the bicycle. No one invented the car. No one invented the flying machines. What are the ones that can go into space? Whether they outer space or inside space. I have not talked about this in this format. No one invented the train. Because the civilization that have already solved this issue with us, teaching us. And doing it for us also and showing us how to do it. And then now providing the instruction and learning for us to petition our more to do it the way our more wants it to be done. So there's no invention. There's no had I known. There's no trial and error. That thing they do now. They will now say, I'm not inside that way. That thing they say that testing something to see if it works. There's no such thing as that. I'm not laughing. There's no such thing as that. Because the civilization that have already figured it out are here with us in the physical and also in the thought teaching, in the accountable communication. So how a cell phone is produced will never be shown. The March beings also petition the day to teach them how to produce a cell phone, to teach them how to build a car, how to create a car. Yes, a physical car. How to create a plane. So the physical being that March, their more will teach them in a encrypted way. And then it's not a project, it's not a school project. They are more teachers how to build a cell phone, how to build a car, how to build a bicycle, how to build a car again, how to build a plane, how to build a flying machine that goes from one part of the universe, from one part of the galaxy into another in instant. Not the UFO people, not the New Age people. Before, as you're thinking about it, that individual is at that location instantly. Those that does the physical beings also that have mind that do not use this technology. Also, there's so many ways of solving it. They are taking permission from their mom to step into any reality. But before they step into any reality, they will identify who they are. Yes, they will identify who they are. They will not hide themselves. They will not say that thing they're now saying the UFO. The UFO what is not identified. The physical being will identify themselves that this is who they are, but that identification is not for those that have blocked their ears, that say they will not listen to nature. Those that say they will not listen to what the rain is saying. Those that say they will not listen to what the sun is saying. It's not for them. So how for a good example is that they say that I came to the US, I bought a car, and I'm paying a loan for it. All the time, how to get the things your mom have already approved, how to get the apartment that they have approved, will never be shown to those that now want to now use it to destroy themselves and lie about it. So I somebody to verbalize the accountable communication that the car they said that I bought is not the process. You cannot buy anything. You cannot buy a plant. You cannot buy a sand. You cannot buy a human. You cannot buy a physical being, whether they call it a pet or whether they call it a standing physical being, which is also imagination. You cannot buy anything. You cannot rent your body. You cannot, there's no such thing as organ transplant or organ donation. You cannot sell any part of your body. You cannot rent any part of your body. Because those that are doing this are the ones. You cannot buy the energy that comes from biking. Those that are saying this are the ones that now say water will become wine, or now say that they will eat fish and meat. Another life form. Those that now say those things, those that say that they are burying their body, or they are now selling their body as a shawo. That is that in I would say that a shawo is a harlot. So there's no such thing as a harlot. That's imagination also. Yes, there's no such thing as a harlot, whether a male harlot or a male harlot or a male harlot or female harlot. There's no such thing as a woman. There's no such thing as a man. They don't pronounce the woo in the man. Those are the ones that carry, they say they're carrying two bodies, which is also not possible. And the force of nature will tear apart anyone that wants to combine the physical structure, whether in the imagination or in the dream. With this, imagination is not real, dreams are not real. Anyone that wants to combine the physical structure of a boy and a girl together, that the force of nature tears apart that being. But before it happens, they be told, I'm not laughing, not to do it, that will cause them very decay and death. So with this, patient more to patient the countables to do the recommendation. They have to align lesson the feedback, the furthering of this concept to the next level, to infinity and beyond, never ending infinity, and also to bring down all the distortions, all the lies, all the switching things around, all the false interpretation, all the now saying the things I never said, which I will now say not my voice. all the presenting the false scenarios that are dreams, all now saying what I never said, or now all now providing false information to justify their falsehood and to justify their lying. If you want to bring it down to zero and to punish those that are saying this, that whether in the thought or whether in the imagination, to approve their punishment, to include that also, because they are told before this recording not to project those falsehoods also. So with this information, I petition more to also to petition each and every countables to combine the physical discussion and the most great more than that to become a life from his already life, and that goes into creation and existence as one thought, as one concept, goes into stored, goes into learn, goes into to teach, and teach goes into solve all the issues why we held these discussions in the first place. With this as petition will do also to make it a learning center, a water drinking center defined by 0die, how to get water in your system. That I want to talk about that also. So you look at I bought this soap. Coastal the eye opener. It's a refreshing deodorant soap. And then I started looking at, because everything, the OD people that produce this soap, I would say that Korea, I prefer to use the word Korea, so I think that produce and give back to them to punish those that producing it. That thought. The OD people that produce, that I won't use the produce again, that Korea this soap is also a life form. Everything you see is a life, whether you see it or not, whether you feel it or not, has a purpose and has a message they put in it. So I start looking at it. So now I say, it says here, rinses germs away. And I won't turn it upside down. And then it's a trusted American brand. And they show the US flag. If this is not how the US flag look, somebody to verbalize. The flag is the move of the flag to verbalize the information. So, but the one that actually, the information that actually send the message across, this message. You see the whales when you look at the whales, or when you encounter the whales or the dolphins are different from the whales. But when you see the whales in the sea, the blue waters, because I say that it's not real, we fall and die. I'm not kidding. The blue waters from the top of their head. Yes, the blue waters. So you petition want to ask, yes, this is not drawing, because the people that made this and created this soap took permission from their took permission from the world life form to produce this. I won't use the word produce again, to make it. So the whales, in the seas, they say the whales shoot water from the top of their head. And that discussion, we also had that discussion, the proper way to get water in our system, to whether it is in the mouth, and what that also led us to talk about that it's not the forehead, that the forehead is not, there's no mouth in the forehead. The mouth cannot be the forehead. The mouth is another part of the body. So this showing the well blowing water from its head, on top of the head. If this is also what happens in every physical being, yes, every physical being that accepts to learn from their mmuo and accept to merge with that force that made them, also does this also. I wanted to say it in ways that it will make sense to those that this information is meant for. Yes, if it's also that that it's not the biology, it's not what they're showing in the biology class. Those things that are shown in the biology class are drawings made by those ones that turned themselves upside down and said they will not listen. So I wanted to show the reality of the D wells blowing in water from the top of their head, yes, and more than water also. So this is very good information. And also, if the physical being also have never countable ways of getting water in their system, whether the water to cool down the temperature of the physical being, or whether the water to stop the taste, that what they will refer as the taste for water, like when you eat beans, when you eat beans and fruit food, or when you do exercise, there's a taste. I won't say hunger, there's a taste to drink, to get water in your system. So that information, those are saying that thing will fall into that thing they're saying and die. They will be the one to get arrested. I'm not kidding. I'm not playing. I do not challenge anyone. But if anyone challenges me, I use my more life to eliminate them. I'm not kidding. So with this information, I wanted to show to those that made it to be shown how a physical being, in a encrypted way, how a physical being gets water in their system. It's not what they're showing. It's not what they're showing. That also goes for everything they're showing. What they consider as sex is not what is happening. Where they consider that the physical being have a sexual not organ. Organ is that thing now that they're blowing piano. Yes, it's not organ. I'm not laughing. Where a physical being, that the place the physical being have their structure to, I won't say it, those thought they are projecting. Their structure for sexuality is not what they are, it's not where and what they are showing. What they consider as sex is not what it is in the first place. How it is and where it is will never be shown. Those now want to use it to now destroy themselves and others and lie about it, or those now want to use it as a special information that this is what is happening or this is not what is happening. I'm not standing that way, but there's a purpose also when my dudes and is using that how I sound right now as a teaching, that those want to insist that they will not learn approaching and pulling information to mimic or not to mimic the individual voice. Now saying what I never said. This thing that just came through right now, I wanted to show. There are places that they are not showing that they are now projecting that I'm the one saying, projecting my voice as saying this thing that just came through. And I wanted to take it and arrest it and prosecute it and approve the death and the punishment of those that projected that thought, that destructive thought, that these things they are the things they are doing and lying about it. Yes. So with this information, I wanted to thank the OD people that made this coastal, the eye opener. Yes. So those that refuse to wash their eyes, both inside eyes and outside the eyes, that's also where your mmuo comes in, because the mmuo is the one that gives the authority and the know-how to wash both inside self and outside self for a purpose also. Those that say they will not accept their mmuo will not give them the permission and authority to take a shower. I'm not kidding. anything they will say they are doing is not what is happening, it's an imagination, because they have not accepted their more. Anything they say they are doing is they're mimicking what never happens or what never occurs, just like the YouTube policy. So this is a very good one also. So when you're taking a shower, you get small ISO, you get small detour, you get you put small bleach in your bathing water, whether you're bathing from the shower head, shower head, or bathing from a bucket. Your mmuo does it for you. It's not a magic, it's not a miracle. This is also a very good brand of I'm not selling anything, so I'll be very clear. To those who now say he's doing advertising for soap, I'm saying that taking shower with a physical soap and the physical water is a reality, but it has to, you have to petition, you have to accept your more before it becomes a reality. If you do not accept your more, you can take 100 of this, it will not work, it will not clean anything. I'm not kidding. have not explained this in this format before. So just to say they will not obey their more, they will not accept invitation, and they never countables. If they like, I will say that number. If they like, they will soak themselves inside this inside the soup. If they like, they should now put their thought inside, or say they are putting themselves inside the soap and water. It will not clean them. They will not get cleaned. The only way to get clean is to accept your more and to take permission from your more to petition the soap life form to take your shower with the physical soap and more and the physical water and more. And it will not be a reality. I'm not doing my eyes like that. It's not going to be a reality if the individual does not accept their more. It will only be a reality when the individual or the thought, a thing, a life form, a thought, again, a thought or pre-thought, or a pre-life, or a life form, or a being, or pre-being, accept to obey their more and to take permission, authority, authorization from them more to do thought and things. That's when it becomes a reality. Any other thing is death and disease, and that's just how it is. There's no gospel here. Those are the ones lying and teaching what kills people and lying about it. So all the time I talked about, even if you take 1,000 of these and soak themselves inside it, I take it and give it back to you. Those that now will present information and interpretation of what I never said, of what I never will accept, of what I did not teach with my more, of what my more also did not express, of what audibly did not express. So this one also is the Z soap. So you know those ones that say, those ones you see that they will not line, turn things upside down. They wrote here Z-E-S-T. So if you put 1 in the Z and the, if you put 1, not to the place, if you put 1, it becomes hard they write 1. If you write 1, you put S-T on top of it. There's a reason why we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and that order. But you are repeating the same concept of counting 1 through 10. If you count 11, 11 is never law. You're repeating the same concept of 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10. There's another 4 ways, and to infinity and beyond infinity of counting. That also goes for the letters also. So if you wanted to verbalize in never countable communication, if the word, the letter and the thought they call A is not the first letter in the alphabet, then they won't have said it. If it's not, I said if it is not, then that information, they won't have already said that information. If it is, then but from every indication, those that you see they will not learn, so change around, present false information of what that thing is and what that thing will never be. So more to teach us everything, yes, everything from the beginning, because of the distortions coming from those ones that we will now see, will turn a blind eye to reality and insist that they will not take their shower Jesus of death and disease, and cognition issues also. So with this, I conclude. Because of that force that gave me life, I've concluded. It's a more day to teach us more new things to see towards this session of the thought discussion, and then I will now say, now from those that are lying about and presenting false information, I will now say the conversation continues. To also to declare never countable words on those that will now say what I never said, or those that will misinterpret what I said, or those that now say that they are bringing a lawsuit against themselves, to also to approve their death and disease, and to mention and to pronounce their name and to pronounce that they are dead and the reason also why they are dead. So with this, I conclude. Because of that force that created me, and my never countable self, never countable realities, I've concluded. And Ndiche I've concluded. Ndiche Obeke, Ndiche Aba, Ndiche Oyo, Ndiche Port Harcourt, Ndiche Asia, Ndiche Europe, and Ndiche all the never countable continents. Ndiche America also have concluded. Ndiche never countable militaries and civilian forces and the court system and the school system and the organizations have concluded. So with this, the conversation continues. I'm going to stop the recording at 26:44.